Dobro večer i dobrodošli u još jednu emisiju Gunner Fevera, večeras specijalno izdanje, jer u našem studiju imamo i gosta koji je veliki navijač Tottenhama. Zato budite uz večerašnji Gunner Fever. So we will try to combine Bosnian and English for tonight's episode, since our guest is Alex. Alex, welcome to Gunner Fever. This is like this is a show video cast we do here in the Balkan, and we connected to Arsenal supporter clubs from Bosnia and from Croatia, and we are trying to comment and to I don't know, of course, cheer for Arsenal and everything that is happening around our club. And since we have North London Derby in 2 days, we would like to welcome you as a Tottenham fan, as a person who will speak about his club in this show. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. My name's well, my name, if you know me on YouTube, Mr. Bots Office. I come from London, and yeah, been a Tottenham fan since, well, for a very long time. Since mainly when I got really interested in was 1998, and been a supporter ever since. And yeah, it's been interesting. Let's just say my time being a Tottenham fan. But yeah, that's it really. Yeah, that's it.
And could you, sorry, Cameron, could you answer for us why your brother is an Arsenal fan and not a Spurs fan like you and your dad? Because the story is pretty sweet.
Well, he just wanted to go the opposite way to my dad, because I wanted to be I supported Tottenham because of my dad.
Okay,
and that's
but
it.
there is not a Christmas gift shirt story.
If it is, he hasn't told me. He hasn't forgot. I forgot the story.
He knows better than.
Yeah, what he told me 10 years ago in Australia was that when he was 6 or 7, somebody went for him. I think maybe an aunt or something, and of course your dad told that person to get a Spurs shirt. But when they came to that shop, there was no sizes, your brother's size.
Yeah.
So they picked up an Arsenal shirt, and the rest is history.
Yeah, but I think he got the favourable team in it, because obviously they won what they've won. So you guys are what you won in it, and I've seen only 2 Carabao Cups. So you know, it is how it is. You know, it is how it is. It's how it all goes, isn't it? Really, you know what I mean? So, but like I said, it's been interesting. Very, very interesting, and leads me to what I am today. Let's just say that for a fact, and why Mr. Bots Office is alive and kicking. But anyway, that's enough for me, and that's it, really. Yeah.
Basically, we have a celebrity on our show. So this is what I wanted to ask you, since you're a born Londoner and you are a guy that comes from the hood. And what does North London Derby mean to you? I mean, for example, I will tell you my opinion. I grew up watching Arsenal fighting against Manchester United the most, and Chelsea later on. So those were the biggest rivals when I was growing up. But the biggest rivals, of course, for Arsenal and Tottenham, we don't know the history, blah blah blah. They are the biggest rivals. So what does that mean for you as a Londoner to go and watch the game on Emirates or previous White Hart Lane or Tottenham Arena Stadium? What does it mean for you?
Well, I can answer that question, because the last 2 London derbies I've been to have been absolutely, well, the atmosphere is absolutely epic. Absolutely epic, especially the game where we won 3-0 when we got into Champions League. Now, in saying that, the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. it was one of our. I wasn't impressed by that performance at all, but the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic in that game. And it's one of those games where you just got to be there. You have to be there. Even last season, it was the most hardest game to get tickets for. It is the hardest game to get tickets for at home games, but the atmosphere is absolutely immense. You know, the rivalry between the two teams, the anticipation. So like this is what it's all it's cracked up to be. It is a big game, big game. The atmosphere is very intense, but you know, very amazing as well at the same time. And yeah, I mean, for me, it's in terms of rivalry, I think as a game, yeah, it's something to get on top of your rivals, yeah, and you can banter someone who maybe is your opposite in terms of who is an Arsenal fan or Tottenham fan, yeah. Long term though, I've got to be honest. I've looked at this game and saying, yeah, okay, if we win or lose, fair enough. I think the most important thing for me is that what happens at the end of the season, whether we get a trophy and we do better than that team, to do better than Arsenal at the end of the season, and what we achieve, and that's it. And if we can achieve more than that other team, that hurts our rivals more than just winning one game. You know what I mean? But I think it's a massive game. It's going to be a very interesting game, especially the way we're playing at the moment.
And that's what I want to talk about in the next minutes.
Yeah.
Can you compare Tottenham without Kane, Tottenham under Conte, under Mourinho, the last under Nuno Espirito Santo, and now different Tottenham under Ange? Since I see you are hyped up. I see Son is making some comments like Arsenal aren't ready to face us. I see that the fans are finally they do not feel like they are under dictatorship of a manager. They feel free to play football. So that's how it seems to me. Can you compare the last season and the start of this season? But to be honest, I think you had really easy schedule. All the opponents were not so great, especially Manchester United. I don't know what's happening with those guys. They are shit, definitely. So can you live up to that hype until Sunday? What's your opinion?
Well, I can tell you very easy. The football's been absolutely rubbish the last couple of years. Absolute rubbish. Jose Mourinho coming in was the worst decision that the club made ever. It was the worst decision. The worst decision. I knew from the very, very get-go it was going to be awful football. When we turned into Harry Kane and Song FC. Under Conte were Harry Kane and the two rejects, Bentancur and Nkulu FC, mainly Kane FC last season. Let's just be honest. So I mean, the football this season has been the best football since Poch, all day long, every single day. It's I'm seeing people move. I'm seeing passes. I'm seeing triangles. I'm seeing people pass from the back. I'm seeing the goalkeeper is very competent thus far. I'm seeing Maddison, who for me has been absolute revelation. Basuma, who's always my midfielder because I never rated Højbjerg. I'm sorry, the most bang average midfielder I've ever seen in my whole life. The forwards could be a little bit better. I have to be honest. Son's been okay, been good. Scored a good hat-trick against Burnley. I was there at Sheffield United. We did well. It was a very hard, intense game. and we got back really well. I think it was very good tactical switch from Postecoglou. I don't agree that we've played nobody. I don't agree with that. The challenge, there's always challenging games. Every game is a hard game, and the way that we play is it's even more harder. And I have to give the team credit. It is only 5 games, so I'm not going to go over the top. No, I won't. And I still need to be convinced by Postecoglou, yes. But I don't believe it's been easy. Because when we looked at the schedule, when we came into the season, we looked at it and thought, Brentford's hard. Manchester United had a very good season last season. Burnley's a hard game, whatever you say. Sheffield United just come up.
This is different Burnley. This is not Burnley under Sean Dyche. This is Burnley that tries to be fluent and attacking, and they try to play attacking football, but their defense is just terrible. So I don't agree that Burnley is a good team. Sorry.
You know what? I see your point, but the thing is, though, we didn't start well in that game, and we got back very well. I think it's a bit harsh to say that at the moment. I think at the moment, yeah, we've done well. We have done well with the games we've done. I don't think they're easy games. I don't think there's any easy games in the Premier League. I do think it's too early. I do agree with you there. But I don't think we played nobody. And at the end of the day, we're building. We are building this season. So I'm not expecting any more than 8th. And if we're lucky, well, the way that we're starting, maybe look at 6th, and that's it. So, my expectations aren't, well, Champions League, if you really want to call it Champions League now, because it's 5th place now, Champions League, which I don't get me. But you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't really agree with you. I think we've done okay. I think this side of Tottenham Hotspur, and what you're going to see at Arsenal at the Emirates is a team that is going to attack. We ain't going to defend. We ain't going to do what we've done the last couple of seasons. We ain't doing that. And if we are doing that, you won't see most of those players in a team next week against Liverpool. I'll tell you that for a fact. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it, and that's it.
Do you think that attacking Arsenal at this stage is a good way to compete and to go into the game? I mean, at this stage, because Arsenal also played a couple of games, and all the opponents that play against Arsenal are trying to do the low block, to defend and to play counterattacks. That's what happened with Manchester United, and I think that's the team that has the best transition when they do the counterattack. But the problem is they don't have the possession. They don't know how to do the possession. So most of the teams that played against Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Everton, Manchester United, Fulham, they all played. Fulham, which was surprising because last season they played beautiful football, and all the teams played low block. And this is what happened when for example, PSV, the team that beat us last year in the Europa League, they tried to attack us and they got 4. So what do you think that attacking Arsenal at Emirates Stadium, playing your own game, is the good way to go into the NLD?
I don't think it's any. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a style, and I like it. I like the way that he's got his approach. He's not changing, and I like that. I think for me, it shows a little bit of bottle, a little bit of just giving a little bit of something there. You know what I mean? And I just think he's saying, well, I'm not changing. We're just going to go for it. And I think that is the best way of a defence, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think our defence has been that bad. I think our defence hasn't been... It has been leaky. And, yeah, Van der Ven and Romero do need to improve. They've got a mistake in them. Adoji's been absolutely immense, but he still needs to improve. Okay, but he has been impressive for what he had, the situation it was when he came in for Conte, and look what's happened. Conte's not there anymore. It's Postecoglou now, and he's had a fantastic attitude. Poirot's been good. We won't talk about Emerson. So you know, I think for me they will attack, and I think he will not. Well, he will attack. He's already said. He's clearly said he will not defend. He will attack them and keep playing our game. We will let in goals. It will.
You know why I'm asking you this?
Yeah.
Because we have the same problem with Manchester City. We have the same problem, and the problem that I talked about in our shows and talked about with my friends and people, that Arteta needs to adapt the game when he plays against Manchester City or equal rivals. He cannot always play his own style and his own game. Arteta won against Guardiola when we knocked them out from the FA Cup. We won 2-0, but we played low block and counter attacks.
Yeah,
the game was prepared like, I don't know. It was a perfect game by Arteta, and that's the way how to win Manchester City. But if you so I think that the proper manager needs to know when to adapt to the opponent, when to play your own game, and just some things that I would like to.
I think you can improve. I think you can impose your game and try and adapt around that side as well, without changing your game too much. I think Arteta's weak as a tactician. That's one thing I think you need to be worried about, because I think tacticians like Emery, Guardiola, maybe Klopp, I think they can get around him, and I do actually think that Postecoglou's got something more about him in the tactical sense than Arteta. I saw that against Sheffield United when we got the 2-1. Straight away, everyone's celebrating, jumping up and down, all celebrating and hurrah and everything else. I was there. Someone was jumping on me. Postecoglou, though, he's doing this. Straight away thinks, oh, I've got to sort out defence. Got to sort out the defence because we've got to a 3 now. Sorts out defence, we get over the line and win the game. You get what I'm saying? So, and listen, I'm not here to be. I'm honest. I'm honest. Yeah, I'm honest. I ain't here to brag about my team. Yeah, I argue my own fan base, saying being honest with them. Yeah, I'm called I'm negative. So I ain't here to. I need still convinced about Postecoglou. So this ain't me trying to big him up. Yeah, because Silly has a bad run. And he has a bad run. I ain't convinced about this at the moment still, yeah? But to be fair to him, he has got something about him, yeah? And he's got a good... He does talk very well. So, to be fair, I think we've got a tactical... I think we've got the manager, tactical manager that has got over your manager. I've got to be honest. So, but we might...
I will... Alex, I will flick in there and say I'm going to be careful, but I always come pretty well good along with Aussies. I've read about him and I've listened on The Athletic, their podcast, and they said how he will risk result in order to get somewhere project-wise. And there is this legendary story when they faced Greece. Australia faced Greece in a friendly game ages ago, and he instructed the goalkeeper to really be far from his box, and one of the defenders missed a pass and the ball was in back of the net seconds later. And after the game, Ange went for press conferences and they asked him, are you critical? Something like, I'm paraphrasing, are you interested, are you mad, or are you critical towards your goalkeeper? And he said, why, mate? He was instructed to do what he was supposed to do. It was his colleagues, the defenders, that passed the ball in the wrong way. So he's like, he only followed instructions. And he's very like that.
Yeah, but that's the point, isn't it? He's
and I do think, yeah, he's always going to stick. And he's going to risk short-term result. I am on my mate's side. I do think that you have together been with... City probably have the weakest schedule in the 5 games, but it's pretty narrow, and you can only beat what you got in front of you. So it's 50-50.
But you do have a point. I do hear what you're saying. It's just, I think there are all challenging games, and I have seen Manchester United was not an easy game. I was there. Manchester United should have scored. Should have scored in the early part of the first half. Yeah. But we were all expecting, and I've spoken to some Spurs fans that are realistic Spurs fans. Yeah. And we were all saying this is going to be a very hard season. There's going to be ups and downs. We're going to get some thrashings. Yeah. And we thought Man United will give them a game, but it worked out so well, and we played really well. And Sarr, Ben Basuma, Udogie, they came out so well. They came out so well, and Maddison came out really well in that game. And you know, it just shows you that there is a big thing going on. And Romero has been very good as well. To be fair, because he's not rushed into tackles. He's not getting angry. He's very calm. He's got. I mean, I think the vice captaincy has got him really inspired. You know what I mean? Because last season he was just, oh my gosh, don't get me started. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I do agree with you. And like I said, I'm a long-term man, right? I'm not going to go over the top. I'm not going over the top, but I will give them credit. The football is absolutely brilliant compared to what it was last season when I switched off last season. I literally said, I'm done. After Man United, I said, I was done, completely done. This season, I'm now relaxed watching my team now because it's beautiful football. You know what I mean? And
yes,
that's
definitely. You need to go through the process just like we did.
Yeah,
and it's a painful process. I need to tell you, because when Arteta came, we saw the glimpses of his ideas. He's gonna play the youth team. He's gonna do his own way. The best thing that he did, basically, he united the whole club, and that's the most important thing I think Arteta did. But he also had ups and downs. So especially in Europa League, and especially when it came to that 8th place, when we didn't go to Europe at all. And then we started to clean the deadwood from the club. The highest paid player like Mesut Ozil was sitting on the bench. We didn't know why. Aubameyang, who was the top scorer, English Premier League top scorer, he was banished from the club because of the things he did and the way he behaved. So it was the period when we all said Arteta out. We all said it. I said it. And then we said Kroenke's out. We wanted them out of the club, but we couldn't figure out at the moment that it was a necessary process that we need to go through. And when it happened, finally, we can see the results. We can see the fruits of our labor, definitely. And it's definitely going to be hard to keep up with Man City, just because we know all why. But we are there. And last year, when we were in the title race, I said I just wanted to be in the title race again and again. I don't need to win it right away, but let's see the Arsenal, let's see the team in the title race again and again and again and again. I don't want to finish my season in February. I want to compete in May. There's a thing I want to see, and the title will come eventually somehow. And yeah, but eventually it will come. It must come, because Guardiola will leave Manchester City one day, and it could be soon, because he won almost everything. So Shahman is here, the original host. Sorry, I will just add him. Shahman, welcome.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
We just spoke about Alex. Why does he support Tottenham? What's the story behind it? And we were talking about Tottenham in the previous seasons and difference that Ange is making now. And we talked about the process, the phase that we passed through, and they need to if they want to do something more.
Can I ask a question to Alex? I believe that every single team is as good as their squad in the end. And I think you can think whatever you want, but I think English media is pretty biased at times. So now they're writing about our little goalkeeper dilemma. But the injuries that you get in a squad, you can't really do anything about them. And even Perisic is out for you now. What does that mean to Tottenham and the future?
He's been okay. I think I'll say maybe it's a bit of a blow, but I think it gives an opportunity to the young somebody else. Tottenham Hotspur now have got to stop worrying about injuries now, because we're supposed to have the best, well, the class of 92 kids, I've been told. So
okay, like United,
it will supposedly anyway. So, and to be honest with you, some of those youngsters are very, very good at the moment. But you know, I think we need to give some of those youngsters a chance. And I think this season would be the opportunity to do that, and blood them in. If we're going to go down this youth project, but only on the question on Perisic, yeah, it's a bit of a blow. I'm surprised he's still here, because I thought he was all for Conte. But it gives the opportunity to people like Gil, who for me has not been very impressive at all. I think we went over the top about this guy completely. But there's an opportunity there for him to take his spots this season. So you know, will make himself known if you want to know. So you know, for me, that's an opportunity for somebody to take his spot. We haven't got a great squad. No, we haven't. So I'm not going to dress that up and say be over the top about it. No, we haven't. But over the next couple of seasons, we're hoping to build that squad with some youngsters that we've got in the youth teams, and you know, hopefully build a squad by buying some players as well, quality players as well. But we have to stick to the strategy that we're doing at the moment. We have to. We can't chop and change like we done last time. Because that's just not going to work. So we need to. So it's an to answer your question, it's an opportunity for somebody else to come into the team. And I think Gil should take that opportunity. Solomon should take that opportunity. And you know, the forwards have to do better, and you know, take that opportunity, because there's an opportunity there now. You know, and that's it.
Hey Alex, man. Let me introduce myself. Yeah, my name is Nermin here, and I'm usually the host alongside another guy who's not here. But never mind. We're doing this Gunner Fever series. Basically, before the games, we discuss, analyze a little bit what, let's say, sort of a preview, and then Chebali, he probably already said it. He is like on more of the raw side of like the AFTV side of things. Like after the games, he delves into, I don't know, the reaction immediately. So let me be more like let me get into this more of like fan base reactionary side of things. What's your opinion on Arsenal right now? Is there I believe there should be, but is there more of a respect now when you see this game on Sunday? Can you tell me, do you have a little bit fear in this fixture right now? Because the last 5 games, Tottenham lost 4 of them. Like, I'm not trying to get into some sort of, you know, drama talk. There's all mutual respect, and I hope we can also be in some way or shape or form, if you want, on your channel. But how do you see the current Arsenal squad and where we are heading, and especially this game right now? I'm interested, really. We are very confident, we have to say, especially after seeing PSV open up between the lines, and Arsenal carving some things there and really taking the win by force. So what's your expectation directly for Sunday?
I think Arsenal are way ahead of us in terms of development. They've had how many years of development? I think what I say with Postecoglou, I'm not convinced by him, sums up with the whole thing with Arteta. You know that there were fans out there that didn't want him, did not want him. You know, there was times when they wanted him sacked. They stuck by Arteta. Look what happened. We didn't stick by our manager, Pochettino. Got him Mourinho. He got sacked after the cup final. You know, so, and we went for the Conte as well, another winner.
Before,
yeah,
he was sacked before the cup final.
Yeah, before the cup final. Yeah, that's it. Yep, you're absolutely spot on, Igor. And you see, this is the thing. I think Arsenal are way ahead at the moment. It was disappointing they didn't get a trophy last season. But I think this year they need to win a trophy this season. They've made some very good signings. Declan Rice is a fantastic signing. Absolutely fantastic signing. Who else is there? Havertz is still, we have to see what happens. Timber looked good. Timber did look good. And the goalkeeper, I don't really understand. Well, I think I can see what he's trying to do. He just wants someone that can play with his feet, isn't it? So Ray is a fantastic goalkeeper in that sense, isn't he? So yeah, you know,
that's the hot topic right now. Yeah, basically,
I think Arsenal are you know, way ahead of Tottenham at the moment because they backed Arteta. He's under pressure this season to win a trophy. But I think they have got a chance of winning. Competing for the Premier League this season.
Yeah, but
it's
you
going
went
to be
too
hard
far.
because Man City.
You went too far ahead for me. Yeah, I respect that point of view. But tell me exactly about Sunday. I mean, we are basically equal on points on the table, with you above us because of goal difference. I mean, this seems more like a head-to-head, straightforward matchup. Like we're kind of equal right now in terms of form. I understand where you're coming from, but Tottenham has some pieces, and it has also still the surprise element of Ainge ball, how they coined it, playing. So where do you see your chances? Can we put it like that? Where do you see your chances on Sunday? Where could the result for Tottenham happen? Yeah, I'm really not considering that to be something.
I think it's going to be very important. The midfield. The midfield is going to be a very, very important for that game, for the game on Sunday. Basuma and Maddison have been absolutely fantastic, and I'll be a hypocrite in saying this. I'm a harsh guy, and I wanted Maddison all day long. When I saw Maddison against us, against Leicester, when we were on 6-2, he was absolutely fantastic, and he sold me just on that performance, and he has been brilliant. Basuma, he's another Dembele, yeah. He still needs to improve, but he's been brilliant. And Sarr, yeah, I mean the combinations just works perfectly, absolutely perfectly. The midfield though battle that we've got against Arsenal, it's a tough one. I'll have to be honest. Declan Rice is a very good midfielder.
He's a fucking machine.
Yeah. Odegaard, I'll give it to him, even though I kept on calling him a reject, but I'll give it to him. He's been good. And who else is there that is in midfield now? Partey was good as well.
Partey's off injured. We are counting on Havertz playing some kind of role there, or maybe Fabio Vieira as an option right now. We're not sure.
Well, it's good to see that Fabio Vieira is coming through for you now. You know what I mean? Because I just thought you got the wrong Vieira last season, didn't you? But I guess he needs to settle in. He needed to settle in, didn't he? So good on him.
Also an example of just waiting on the guy. We really, I believe no one from this video stream squad we have could put a foot forward and say Fabio will come through. But yeah, he really made adjustments to his game, and it really shows. Yeah. I have to.
Saka's
yes.
fantastic. He's consistent. This is why I say he's consistent. I'm not going to go over the top about someone who's had one season. He's been consistently good. right? And he's getting better and better and better. Trossard, like him, do like him. We should have bought him last in the January, definitely. And another player as well that for me makes your defense from here to here, Saliba. Saliba is a Rolls Royce, absolutely fantastic. He made Gabriel look good last season. I've got to be honest, because look what happened when he got injured. Look what happened. You flopped. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me, Saliba is a Rolls Royce of a defender. You're lucky he stayed. You are so lucky he stayed at Arsenal. Because I tell you what, after that third loan, I think you know you got Champions League. He would have been off all day long. You know what I mean? So you're lucky he stayed.
Yeah,
Lucky he stayed.
that's a gem from the Emery era that stayed and helped us like go to the next level really. And yeah, as far as Tottenham, I it's maybe too early to say, but yeah, I like the transfer.
All the sons, Madison, Son, Richarlison, and you even have
Brennan
Johnson.
Johnson.
Brennan Johnson. So sons are the problem.
Well, Richarlison we won't talk about because I think Richarlison are just a below average M or Heskey. Son is better up front all day long. Son is better up front all day long. Solomon has impressed me. Because Chelsea scored a good goal against Sheffield United. He stepped up. Needs to do more because, like I said, he's only had 5 minutes as far as I'm concerned. And last season I didn't see him because I told people that. You know, and yeah, it's just for me. Yeah, those forwards they've been okay. They've been good, but I think the forward line's been disappointing for Tottenham. The forward line has been very disappointing for Tottenham.
But you have to count in that like the biggest legend of your club left, and yeah, there was a lot.
We were a better team without him, mate. We were a better team without him. I was telling people that we need to get rid of this guy.
Man, don't tell that, man.
I told people that.
You're probably
as a striker, he's
for me
he's
probably
one of the best strikers in the world.
Yes, he's one of the best strikers in the world.
Strikers, players. Overall,
he does score goals. He's the best striker. He's a very, very good striker. Very good striker. Yeah, that can create as well. Unfortunately, he hasn't won no trophies. Right? You can see from 2 seasons ago, he wanted to leave to win trophies, and we were just becoming too much of a Harry Kane team. And I was just begging for Tottenham just to say, you need to move. We need to move him on. We need to move it on. We'll be a better team without him right now. So we need to start being a team. Look what's happened. We're becoming more of a team now. We don't rely on one player anymore. You know what I mean? If Kane didn't play, you worried what we're going to do in the rest of the match. So,
yeah, but that's probably more a result of a bad manager recruitment.
Oh yeah, but he was the guy that was pulling the goals out of nowhere when there's no game, where the game is killed, when nothing happens. He's the guy who scored goals.
Oh, he, absolutely. But he wanted trophies, and unfortunately, we couldn't give him trophies. So he had to leave, you know, for his own good.
Yeah, but I'm just coming from the perspective of the goals not coming in. But yeah, you have score goals. I mean, you have pick up the slack from Kane, but Kane was like once in a generation type of player, and yeah, it will be felt, I believe, long term. Now it's all looking good and rosy and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, Madison is also known to drop in form. He did it often in Leicester. I know through fantasy.
Injury prone. He's very injury prone.
I know through playing fantasy and having him my team, then like him having no points for like 7-8 games, and then again having like goals, assists like in bunches. So that's open still. But yeah, basically your recruitment, I believe, was spot on this year. Still open to see that center back is also good from Germany. I can't remember. Van de Ven. Yeah, he seems like a really solid guy. And Brennan Johnson, I'm a big fan of. I hope he will not do so good, from a rivalry standpoint. But yeah, for your sake, I hope he'll do good. But yeah.
Oh yeah, Brennan Johnson. I think we've got something there that can hurt Arsenal, because he did score against you, didn't he, in the first game, didn't he? So, and he's got pace. he's got pace. So I hope that he does start maybe, or come on early in the second half possibly, just to worry Arsenal from behind. But it will be a high scoring game. I will say that, because I don't think I think Tottenham will do what they're going to do, attack. But we will leave us open at the back, unfortunately. I mean, one thing I will say, I think I like your wingers, your strikers. Ain't impressive. I'm sorry, I don't think Jesus is that great. And then Nketiah, well, enough said. Really, no. Unfortunately, Ian Wright's legendary status ain't going to be any worry about his legendary status. I've got to be honest with Nketiah. I'm sorry, he's okay. He's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but oftentimes
I share the same opinion. So
yeah, oftentimes
I'm the black sheep in this fan base, because I don't know, he is okay, but I don't know, he delivers. He got some pretty decent goals, but I don't think that he's a attacker good enough for Arsenal for what we want to achieve, and that's the title. That's my opinion. So we have tradition in Gunner Fever. Shaman, it's your turn to explain what's the idea.
You mean the
real and lucid prediction?
Yeah. We have the real and the lucid prediction. Yeah, we can move on to that. Basically, I'll put it here as in Bosnian language, but never mind. We have sort of a tradition here on the Fever, on every Fever episode, just to predict the result of the game. But you can put realistic, let's say, a realistic prediction and a lucid prediction. Maybe you would dare to say
something crazy. For example, Richarlison will score a hat-trick, and that's like lucid prediction.
Okay. And they're all offsides. And they're all called off.
The real one, what you think is going to happen, the real one, and one really, really crazy lucid, something that's almost impossible to happen.
Well, the lucid one. Do you want me to give me our lucid one right now? Yeah.
Maybe first
we can start, so you don't feel uncomfortable.
I know my real one easy. I know my real one easy.
So okay, so I will say the real one for me, it will be 3-1 for Arsenal.
Okay.
The real one. The lucid one, Saka will score brace, 2 goals from Saka.
Yeah. Let me give mine so you can close it up. The real one would be let's say 4-2 as a final result, and I don't know, maybe the lucid one we can see. I don't know, maybe Raya 2 assists from
goalkeeper change in
2 assists from Raya, and then like a change for Ramsdale to play 10 minutes, like something like that. You know, that's sort of lucid ones we go for.
Spoke that he felt wrong that he didn't make those substitutions. He didn't substitute keepers, so we want to see that as a lucid prediction.
Okay, so yeah, Alex.
My real prediction is 2-2. Yeah, so I think we'll get a draw at the game. My lucid prediction is that we'll keep a clean sheet.
Ooh, that's really lucid.
That's science fiction, man.
One of our fans wrote lucid prediction: Richarlison scores and VAR admits his goal.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, I know exactly why he's like that anyway, because I've seen it when I'm at the stadium. He's just too lazy to get back on side. That's the problem with him. He's very lazy.
But he said after the international break that he will go to London and find some mental help for his mental health, like a psychiatrist or something. The guy he needs to talk to, so he needs to clear his head. I mean, sorry, but that guy tattooed Neymar on his back. Is that normal, man? Is that normal?
Childish behavior.
I mean, I don't want to get into the whole thing about his mental health. I think, yeah, I'm glad that he's came out and tried to, say that, everyone, you need to respect people for their mental health, definitely, because it's hard out there these days. But yeah, as a player, he's not that great. I don't think he's got a good glass ceiling. I think the glass ceiling is not high for him. I don't think. But to be fair, he had a very good impact against Sheffield United, so I'll give him that. But like I said, I'm not expecting lots of goals from this guy. I'm not expecting a lot of goals from this guy. There was once upon a time a Firmino and Heskey that didn't score that many goals, but they're effective. So that could be his job. You know what I mean?
Well, as I can say as an Arsenal fan, I think the biggest threat will come from Son and Maddison.
Yeah,
I see them as a people who can be dangerous and do some damage to Arsenal. But on the other hand, I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be electric, definitely. And to be honest, I really hope we will trash you, like 3 or 4 goals. That's my.
I mean, I don't.
I
wanted to
I
ask
hope
you.
we give a good account of ourselves. That's all I say, and then we do the football that we've been playing the last couple of games, we don't do any more damage than we need to. But we'll see what happens. I'm quite calm.
And thank you for being really, really optimistic and realistic, because usually when two fans from opposing clubs and biggest rivalries, they do the trash talk, they argue a lot. But from your point of view, I think you're being a very reasonable guy to talk to and to understand everything what's happening with your football club and with NLD.
Yeah, well, I don't think streams, general fans streams are not a problem for me. It's with my own fans. I'm arguing with them anyway, because most of them think we're going to win the league, and we're going to get Champions League, and we're going to get the. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. My gosh, the gift that keeps on giving my Tottenham fan base. Honestly, they give you so much content. It's unbelievable. Honestly, it's the most easiest thing to do now these days. But anyway, no wonder they call me Mr. Box Office for a reason. Anyway, that's another story. But
Yeah, man. I'm just wondering. I have to dig a little bit deeper into this. We'll let you go. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But you first, my first not opinion. My first reaction was when I asked you that you were not that much confident going into this game, and then when we came to the prediction, you said 2-2. So I'm wondering.
He has to defend his club, man.
I mean, are you?
You cannot say the real prediction is we're gonna lose.
I think we've got a chance to get in the draw, because we'll score goals, but we'll let it goals at the back, because I think we can still. Because I do believe that Postecoglou's got it over Arteta in terms of tactical. I think he has. Unfortunately for you guys, because I don't think Arteta's as great tactically than people think.
Yeah, but you have to acknowledge that this is Postecoglou's first NLD. Arteta played a couple of them, and he knows at least what to expect based on the energy. When I just hope for fucking normal referee and normal decisions. I just hope that all the referees' decisions will be at point. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want to see any, I don't know, stupid VAR lines and stupid decisions. I don't want to see non-given penalties if the penalties are real and exist. So I just want the referees to be fair and honest. But that's the really, really big problem with English football right now.
Yeah, fair enough. I think you're right. I mean, but we have to see what happens. I thought the referee wasn't very good last week against for a game against Sheffield United. it was the constant time wasting, but we got our time back in Scottish time, and extra time, and we got the 2 goals. So we'll see what happens. I think you're right about the referee, but unfortunately, VAR is VAR, and that's it. I kind of don't really complain about that anymore. The only time I think it's frustrating when you're in the ground, you just don't know what's going on, and it's very frustrating. It's really frustrating because no one really tells you what's going on the stadium. If you're watching it on TV, they'll tell you, but in the stadium, you're sitting there thinking, "What's going on?" And you just see VAR on a Turbotron, and that's it. And it's just like
that's something that I really respect in the American sports, where they have a referee mic'd up, explaining every decision. Like
exactly.
Basically, this is a penalty, or I mean, a penalty like in American football, which means like 10 yards taken off or something. But yeah, you have,
and then a penalty kick, just a penalty. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you there, to be honest with you.
Like
totally
checking and then offside, and I believe I could only imagine the reaction in the stadium. You just see something taken off, and you are then continue watching the game like nothing happened, but you had like a dopamine shot like 10 minutes before. Yeah, I believe it will be an interesting game, and I'm like, I can't remember in how long I'm really excited to face Tottenham, because I want to see. It's also a challenge for this club, really, because we have to see in the league someone that's not going to bury inside the D block, because I believe that's what makes this Ainge guy so popular in the media and also in the games, that he has a certain philosophy he plays by, and he is not shying away from that. Doesn't matter who the opposition is. So I believe they will play openly. Let's see how it turns out for them, but that's something I'm looking for, because the games with Conte were a drag, and the games with Mourinho, it was just okay, obligatory came penalty, and then also some stupidity from Arsenal, and that's how these games were decided in the couple of years. Now with Arteta, it's looking a little bit different. But yeah, I'm looking forward. It will be hopefully a really for like the neutral people, a really fun game to watch, and let the best team win then, and see how the season develops. Yeah, I believe Tottenham has really surprised many of the pundits and all the fans in like England and in Europe. Yeah, I have to say I'm surprised, and I believe they will finish better than they hoped. But I believe the issues will show as the season goes forward, because the squad is pretty thin, and maybe 1-2 injuries can really derail the current situation. So but for the current game, I believe it will be very interesting. All the squads are full capacity, basically, full strength, let's say.
You gave us a wonderful closure. So Alex, is there anything you would like to add?
We will plug your channel, by the way.
Is there anything you wanna say that you didn't say during the?
No, it's thank you for inviting me, and Igor as well, and it's been really it's been enjoyable. It's enjoyable to on the stream today, and thank you for your welcome as well, and everybody in the chat, and yeah.
Don't thank them. They just asked the whole time, like on that Tottenham chant song.
Oh well, yeah. I get it every single stream anyway. People absolutely hate me and give me all the abuse in the world.
What
so
do we think of Tottenham?
I'm used to it anyway. So it don't really matter to me. It's all fun and games for me, and it's just my playground as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, if you want to get to know me and want to know my channel, it's Mr. Box Office TV. Very much live and in depth, and really just getting to know Mr. Box Office, but also about my true Tottenham, what Tottenham are all about, and that's it really, and that's it. So yeah, I do a few videos and also some lives, and that's it. So if you don't know, you should get to know that channel, and that's it. So that's all it is, and that's it really. So back to you.
We would like to thank you for your time, since you arrived at the hostile territory, and you managed to stay calm and to talk with us in a normal way, the way we are supposed to do. So basically, I told you that here in Bosnia, rivalry between Tottenham and Arsenal isn't big enough as it is for you, since you are a born North Londoner. But we can feel the energy through the TV sets, and we can watch the new, of course, watch the YouTube and videos and everything. We can feel what kind of energy is put out during North London derbies. So once again, thank you for your time, and I hope that we will have the opportunity to talk again.
Yep.
Maybe after the game, maybe we can discuss some results, but with cool heads.
Yeah, fair enough.
So usually during the North London derbies, I'm wasted.
Yeah, man, this was basically the best shape of talking, because after the game, if it doesn't go our way, the sparks might fly. So it's better now to get it out of the way. But yeah, thank you, man. And you didn't give us much material, man. We hoped for like a stupid statement or something, so we can jump on you. But yeah, you're a cool guy and good guy, and yeah,
down to earth guy, really down to earth guy. The guy that understands the position of the club and of the fan base. So I think it was intelligent conversation.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry for the chat. Sorry if the chat expected like some drama here.
The chat, they were pushing all the time. They wrote like hundreds of messages. What we
think mention this, mention like I don't know.
Yeah, tell him this, tell him that. They didn't play.
Mention Walcott.
They didn't play any serious teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we killed the chat for today.
So, good luck, Alex, man. Yeah, and
thank you very much.
For the guys in the chat, yeah, we at least we hope we'll have as like entertaining guests like this from the like domestic English fan base to discuss with, since we are like a little bit far away. But yeah, basically, thank you, Alex. Thank you, guys, and
thank you, chat. We will end the stream now. So
in a couple of days, we'll have the raw emotions for after the game, like immediately as usual. So, yeah.
So sorry, Alex, I will switch to Bosnian just to tell the guys.
Yeah.
Da u nedelju planirano u 2 sata dođete u Sarajevo u Redor pub, gdje će biti okupljanje povodom utakmice sa Tottenhamom koju ćemo ispratiti zajedno u što većem broju. Pozivamo sve da dođete i nadam se da proslavimo pobjedu. Imali ste priliku čuti našeg gosta Aleksa, koji je rođen u Sjevernom Londonu, kako on vidi derbi, šta za njega to znači i koje su njegove predikcije. Znači, čovjek ima svoj YouTube kanal, stavili smo link. Ako vas naravno interesuje, možete progooglati, posjetiti i vidjeti šta oni tamo razgovaraju, kako oni se pripremaju za utakmicu protiv Arsenala. That would be it for tonight's show. Thank you, Nermin, thank you, Alex. Thank you, all the guys in this chat. So we're going to end the stream and say goodbye for now.
Thanks, Igor, for setting it up.
Yes, thanks, Igor, who went away because his missus told him so.